Hello, and today I'm going to be presenting a webinar on building professional relationships. This webinar is designed to be a self help or self development tool to enhance concepts that you may or may not already be familiar with, and also allow you to incorporate some new things on a daily basis. So let's jump right in. Again, welcome. And I wanted to start out by just running through our agenda so you are familiar with the direction of the information being presented. I'm going to start with telling you a little bit about myself and then why this topic is important, what's in it for you or for me, and what is a professional relationship? Just kind of going into some definitions and some terms there, and then three tips on building your network, and then it'll be strategies to start now. But the way I'm going to present the tips and the strategies, I'm going to basically present you with the tip and then follow up with a strategy that you can actually implement right away. So, a little bit about me. My name is Tiffany Cook. I am currently in the final stretch of the Master of Arts in Public Relations program at Full Sail. I have a bachelor's in corporate communications from Lamar University and almost about 10 years of sales experience with organizations in both technology and logistics, hospitality, and entertainment. Everything's been mostly B2B, and currently, I'm handling media and partner relations for an engineering software company here in Texas. And everything that I've done has revolved around working with people and negotiating and teamwork. And in doing so, the way I've found to be most successful is just kind of really cultivating and growing successful business relationships. So that's kind of the why I think it's important. So, why is your network and these professional relationships important, and what do you get out of it? Um, Right now, the corporate culture has changed. Dr. Wayne Baker of Boardroom Reports says companies are reorganizing, restructuring, acquiring a lot more often than they were 20 years ago. We've got baby boomers retiring and the uprise of the millennials. So there's a big shift, as you will, in the business industry and the way we do business. If you look at companies like Google, and Facebook, it's not your cookie cutter office environment there. So, building a network can keep you abreast of changes as they are occurring in the business world. With this network, you can secure some individuals who may have a little bit more insight in a different industry or topic, and that's helpful to you because you're going to be able to adapt. You're going to be teachable. You're going to be able to just kind of garner that. In the second thing that I have listed here is resources. And with resources that you've created from people that you're able to basically, kind of find new ideas and kind of bounce things off people. And also, you're going to be able to create new relationships and be able to utilize skills or services that someone that you already know may have. And also, a network is important because attracting customers or attracting anything positive and retaining, that is what really matters in your career, in business, even in life. You want the best and you want to retain those good things in your life. And so, connecting and networking personally with people, it makes whatever your business industry or segment is, it makes it real. It makes it more personal. And so that benefits you because it overall helps you become more successful. So let's get into the definition. What is a professional relationship? A professional relationship is a positive relationship built around similar interests, shared purposes, and mutual goals among all those involved. So it's not an individual thing. You have to, it's kind of a give and take. It's a shared common ground that you have with someone, and you're achieving a mutual goal, or your goals can be achieved mutually, so simultaneously. So that's kind of the definition there. I also thought it was important to go ahead and define networking, which Merriam-Webster defines it as the exchange of information and services among individuals, groups, or institutions, specifically the cultivation of productive relationships for employment or business. This is big because basically it signifies, okay, you're committed to exchanging, you're committed to giving something and taking something away, so it's an exchange. And then it's also a productive relationship, so any type of exchange should be positive for both parties. So now we know where it is. I'm sorry. Now we know what a professional relationship is. We know why it's important to us. Where are the people that we can create these relationships with? Well, they're at work, yeah, which provides you a very common ground there because you're in the industry, you're in the office with these people. So that can develop a great network. School, local events, associations or groups, social media is really big right now. Also, church and even the gym. So let's jump into the tips. The first tip is to raise your profile. Now, what that means is sometimes you hear people say, "Oh, I like to keep a low profile," or you also hear the term in high profile celebrities. Basically, raise your profile means get yourself out there, find ways to participate and get involved, just be active. Ways to do this would be through the use of social media. You've got people that you know personally, and that can be something that you can kind of build on. Take inventory of these things. So, see what you have on LinkedIn. You've got people that you're friends with on Facebook. Find out what industries they're in. And if it's something that is of interest to you, then that may be someone that you need to kind of put yourself out there to. Attend events, anything association based. There's chamber of commerce events. There's also different business after hours that are sponsored by various groups, Toastmasters. Start being in locations where these people that you're interested in networking with are. Set goals. Setting network goals basically means, okay, I'm going to attend a gala tonight, fundraising gala, and I'm going to be there for 3 hours, and I want to try to introduce myself and get to know three new people. Those are the goals. I mean, you could even set a goal starting from here, stating that, you know what, I want to kind of go through my social media and see what contacts I have. That would actually uh, basically kind of implement a couple of these tactics there. So, like I said, get involved, be active, see who you know, start putting yourself out there. Moving on to number two, be open. Being open doesn't necessarily mean, hey, you have 100 things on your plate. That's not what it means. What it means is to make yourself approachable by being a positive person, making sure that people can communicate with you, and also following up, because following up keeps communication open. Ways that you can implement, a little bit more openness is staying positive. No one wants to approach someone that's negative. You're not going to feel receptive and talking with them. So, you always want to project a positive aura when you're dealing with people. Also, initiate. You don't have to wait for someone to reach out to you or get that invite, or, wait to be asked to help with something. Get out there and do it yourself. Even as far as introducing yourself to someone on an elevator or shaking a hand, that creates a more open approachability for you. Another thing is picking up the phone. I know we live in a world where everybody's on text and everyone's on email and, check me out on Twitter, but picking up the phone and creating that open conversational dialogue with someone can do wonders for building a relationship, especially with getting to know someone. There's things that you may not disclose in print, but, in a conversation, maybe a little bit of a different story. Also, listen closely. You want to be a great listener and just, when people are talking to you, give them your attention. This will provide, them to have that open dialogue with you and disclose information to you and feel as if there's some trust there because you're actually listening. And our third and final tip is do not be self serving. And this is exactly what I'm telling you exactly, it's word for word verbatim. If you're jumping into this strictly to see what you can get out of it, oh, I'm looking for a job, let me see who I know, just for that, this has to be a give and take type of relationship. You have to be able to add value and be worth something in that context to that person that you're trying to establish a relationship with. Um, and another good thing with this, I have developed strategic alliances. What I mean by that is surround yourself by people that you want to be aligned with. Because if you're randomly, making friends and just randomly networking and you're not in a setting where those relationships can be, can benefit you and you have something to offer in those situations, it's not worth your time. Okay. So a few tactics on this is to volunteer. I feel as if volunteering is a way that it humbles you and it makes you kind of look at things from another person's perspective. So that's a good way to kind of incorporate some less self-serving characteristics. Creative availability. This kind of ties into a previous tip about being open. If you have office hours or, if you're available by phone or online at specific hours, even if you're at Starbucks at 10 a.m. on Sundays to have a cup of coffee and you don't mind someone joining you, be open to that. Offer that time to someone else. Offer that time to really cultivate these relationships that you're going to be relying on professionally. Also, you want to create some consistency. If you meet someone, in a setting, in a meeting, even if you're not going to do business with that person, it's always good to follow up. Um, and just be consistent with that. If you meet them in February, don't wait till, October to reach out to them and make that connection. Um, and also, this goes back to some things I also said in some previous tips, but just give first. Bring something of value. And, if you have information that can benefit someone else, and it's okay for you to share that with them, go for it because things like that always come back around for you. Okay, so finally, that concludes my webinar. I'd like to end it on this great quote by Zig Ziglar. Um, it says, if people like you, they'll listen to you, but if they trust you, they'll do business with you. And that's what, the key takeaway for, implementing these tactics and pursuing a professional relationship with colleagues, coworkers, just general leaders in your industry. Build that trust through a relationship, and everything will work out positively for both all parties involved. Thank you for joining me, and I have all my contact information here: email, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, as well as my website, actionparent.org. Thank you.